Hi. So we get to do something super fun today, and this is to get really lost in a story. Have you ever read a book and just felt like you got lost in the story? Well, that's kind of what we're going to do today. You have access to every person's book in our class on Right Reader, and you get to go today and start reading stories. Read as many stories as you can. Don't even go in order. You could even start at the end and go back, or pick somewhere in the middle. You don't have to go in order. The goal is for us to read as many stories as you can. I'd like you to read at least 5 stories. If you can read 7 or 8, that would be even better. Maybe you'll read everybody's story. I don't know. You can take as much time as you want. But the idea is to read each other's stories. Now, these are stories. These are made-up stories. They're meant to be interesting. They have leads and grabs, and they've got juicy words, and they've got middles and endings. They've got feelings. They've got all of the things. Your job is to read the stories. Read a lot of stories. You might even get your whiteboard out and maybe take some notes as you're reading stories, or even your notebook in your writing section, just so you could remember what you feel like is really good writing. Your job is to tell the honest truth of what story grabbed you. What story made you want to read more? What story made you say, gosh, I wish I could read more of that story? And let's be honest, some stories are like, well, that was a nice job, it was a nice effort, it's not something I would want to read more of. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the subject. Like maybe you're like, rad, I want to read a Pokemon story. But after reading it, you're like, that's cool. It's just, there's this other story that was about something totally different, the one about clouds or whatever it was. And somehow it grabbed you. There's not always a great reason why. Some of the experts have decided what the reasons are that make a really good story. But today, your job is to decide. You get to decide what made the really good story, and you have to think about why. You can't just say it because it was cool. That's not a good reason. Because it was about Minecraft. Not a good reason. Because you use really juicy words. That's good feed forward right there. If you want to give some feed forward on what was great about the story and what could be better, that's fine. But even that's not it. The it is thinking about why you felt like you wanted to read more. Why? Only you know. None of the rest of us do. And we're fascinated to find out what was the thing, what made that story really do it for you. I can't wait to hear. So go ahead, record your Flipgrid, and tell us about the story. You can tell us who the story was by and the name of the story. That'd be fine. Tell us who it was, and then tell us all your reasons why. It's going to be awesome.